Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I will be going over my Dark Army build named Drone Ranger Zane. This build focuses purely on the Dark Army, which is a hugely underrated gun and one of the best SMGs in the game. After you fully empty the magazine of your Dark Army, the drones will deal elemental damage based on the element of the gun. This means that we will be getting a lot of fire rate and reload speed to empty our magazine as fast as possible. The drones will get your gun damage, fire rate, and extra projectile from playing dirty when you spawn them in, and keep it until you swap weapons. You will also get the rest of your gun formula on hit. We use this with violent momentum by getting as much movement speed as we can and sliding for as much violent momentum gun damage as we can, while also having playing dirty and our fire rate kill skills active. When sliding, you swap to the Dark Army and the drones will get those powerful damage bonuses applied. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which is linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. So before we go over the gear and I explain everything, I first just wanted to show how you would set this all up. So we have the Dark Army, we have a EMP5, we have the Revolter with Fleet, we have a Snowdrift Victory Rush with move speed, and we have an Infiltrator here. So you're gonna wanna activate everything, hold the EMP5, swap to here, and then you will swap your gear over, and these drones will show like popping back up when you swap gear, but I've tested it myself. This does not reset the drone's damage at all. It's just a visual thing. All right, and now for the gear. Of course, we have the Dark Army. I have it in all the elements. I'll mainly go corrosive as it's very common. Bar and endgame is mainly corrosive and shock, or armor and shields. Having these two is really good. We have Terror Cryo here just because we have Terror here. We are using Sentinel, so you could use Sentinel Cryo as well. You will get more cryo damage, but I like having Terror as it'll apply to more things like Hollow Point and also Drone. This is really nice when we have the Guardian Angel. Now this is only here for like a last effort because you'd be swapping away from the Dark Army. This is for boosting drones damage if you aren't able to get an enemy or your Dark Army damage got messed up somehow. You can just swap to this and drone will start dealing a bunch of damage. Then we have a Free Radical. This is another last resort of just shooting a gun. Mainly the Dark Army will just be better, but it's still here. Then we have an EMP5. This is used to have more move speed. Another one is the Vanquisher, can be good, but we have this for the movement speed for when we're sliding. We swap over. The level, Anointment, Mayhem level, doesn't matter. It's just there for you to hold when you're running and sliding and then swap to. You don't need this, it's just min-maxing it to be even better. Then we have a Revolter with Fleet. This is to have more move speed to boost violent momentum. We use Revolter because one, it has a shock bonus, and then it gives a pure 50% mult to fire rate, and drones get your fire rate, so you want to make sure this is active. The Revolter's active when you are setting up, and then it will keep that fire rate forever until you swap weapons. And then for the grenade, we have a couple options. We have the Mesmer. This is just for crowd control, just stopping enemies from attacking you, which is pretty nice. Yourself and drone will be dropping these. Itch Piss for the debuff for more damage. And then Recurring Hex for some rad explosions. The rad explosions aren't the best, but it's just there if you want to try it out. I mainly like to try and just personally aim for crits, and drones are up top, so they're shooting down, and we usually aim for crits. So we'll have Hollow Point, which means rad explosions aren't as big of a deal. And then here for the Anointment, we use the Terror damage fire rate, and then we use the Axis Go and apply Terror. We use an Infiltrator here that kind of help with this, so we don't have to use Axis Go start, having Terror possible. You could use a antifreeze. Executor's also a choice because of the fire rate bonus it gives, and it also has some crit chance, which is all really nice. This is a lot better, and so that's why I like using Infiltrator so much, is because I get to take advantage of Terror more. So you want to focus as many points as violent momentum as you can, and then SMG damage, and honestly that's as much I would really worry about. Splash radius is there for bigger hollow points, and then tediore fire rate is there just so we can empty our gun as fast as possible, so we can get those drones spawning. You could get regular fire rate as well. Crit damage would be good. Splash damage doesn't help since drones aren't splash, nor is the Dark Army. The Chuck is splash, but that does not matter. And then we have the tediore Company Man and the Snowdrift Victory Rush. Snowdrift Victory Rush is purely for the movement speed to set up the Dark Army. Just any Snowdrift with double movement speed. Third passive doesn't matter, just had area effect on here. Victory Rush can be good for swapping like in the middle of combat. You kill a badass, then you get that extra movement speed and that V1 damage. The V1 damage doesn't matter because you're not using it when you're actually in combat. So you can swap to this, kill a badass, get that movement speed, and then do the whole setup again. But it's rarely you will do that, and you don't really have to. So you could get like a purple Snowdrift with double movement speed and you're good to go. And then for purely damage, you'll use the tediore Company Man. This gives fire rate, reload speed, and crit damage. You want to try and get area of effect for that splash radius, as the splash damage doesn't help us. And the splash radius is just for the hollow points. Then you want to try and get elemental damage that helps. Ashes Go cooldown can be nice. You can't get weapon type damage on a tediore Company Man, unfortunately. And the tediore fire rate will not apply to the drones and only you. You do want to try and get crit damage, reload speed, and fire rate, but regular tediore damage is fine for to just kind of exist. I'd probably focus the crit damage and fire rate. Reload speed is just a little extra. And then the passives are kind of simple. You don't want to go mag size, as that will make it harder to empty out the mag of the Dark Army. Another option you could use is an Icebreaker Victory Rush. I don't have it because I don't really need to, but you could use it with like a Cryo Dark Army if you want, just to have some more damage if you get a good one, but I definitely go tediore Company Man overall. And then a Cutpurse Launchpad is good to have on handy if you do end up losing too much ammo, you need to regain it, just swap to a Cutpurse real quick, slam down, get your ammo back, and then swap to the Company Man. Then for the skill tree, you'll see it's pretty basic here. We have violent speed, violent momentum, 1 point of salvation is all you'll need. Drone delivery to drop our grenades. Cool hand for that reload speed, as you're gonna want to reload more to get as much DPS as possible. Seeing red, basic, activating kill skills. We go a lot of fire rate for getting more shots out and to affect our drones. We only go 1 point in playing dirty. This is for setup only, as our damage mainly comes from our drone and not our damage, so we don't care much about playing dirty. We just need this active for the setup to have drones have that extra projectile. And then only 1 point in good misfortune is needed to keep drone up. And then we have death falls close to do our kill skills longer. Then we have bad dose here for our movement speed and fire rate for ourselves. This is another mid-combat thing you could do for even more min-maxing, is to have this bad dose active, get that victory rush active, and then do your stuff. It'll be stronger, but not needed. Maybe if you have worse gear, you may need it, but usually you don't. Then we have Boomsday. This is for that Guardian Angel moment with increasing drone's damage. You don't want to go static field, as we have our shield empty for the fleet, so that doesn't help at all, and Winter's drone doesn't really matter at all. And then here we just kind of going to Supersonic Man for more movement speed for the violent momentum. We go Borrowed Time to keep up our drone longer. We don't go Prey Newness, as that gives mag size, which we don't want, as it takes longer to empty out our magazine. We have Donnybrook here for the gun damage and health regen, mainly the health regen, and also just to get down the tree. Then we have Duct Tape Mob, which is nice. It has a cooldown of 8 seconds. It says 4, but that's a bug. It has chance of throwing grenades on our first shot, and since we're shooting so much, we'll be doing this constantly, and we'll mainly be aiming at the enemy, so it's very likely it will hit. We go no green tree, as nothing helps here, and it's just better to go purple. Mana Focus for accuracy and handling. Headsman's Hand for crit damage, commitment for mainly the cooldown, but the gun damage is also really good. You go Fugitive to shoot and sprint, and then you have Domino Effect with fire rate and reload speed. Another one where you could go mid-combat for that fire rate. Eraser is really nice if you like line up enemies for yourself, and just kind of like you take anyways for any gun build. Sheer Will is just a dump point, gives some cooldown rate. Stacking cooldown rate only applies to Drone here. It does not apply to Mantis. It applies to every single action skill except for Mantis. The base 5% per point does apply to Mantis. Then we have Armin Flint. This will just give us some extra V2 damage for ourselves and drones. I go Colder Shoulder just because nothing else I really want. I could go No Way Out, but I don't feel like pulling an enemy towards me, chucking my Dark Army, blowing up in my face, and then going down. And then we go Proliferation just for more charges to help with the Borrow Time and Supersonic Man stacks. And then we disable Shield Reboot and Emergency Response to help keep our shields down for Revolter. If you have that up, it'll really mess stuff up. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This build is super fun and really easy to play once you get the right gear. I usually don't like gear swaps on builds, but since you only have to do it once, it makes it a lot more comfortable to play. The Dark Army is incredible on every Vault Hunter, and I may end up making a build for all of them. I'll just have to wait and see. Again, you can find the save file in my Discord, which is linked down below, as well as my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.